Join me for a look around my guest room that I decorated on a budget. A few years ago, I decided to give this room a makeover. My idea was to turn it into a multi-purpose guest room. I wanted to continue the cottage motif from the rest of the apartment, so I took these photos off the internet for inspiration. I knew I wanted a lighter color scheme, but I wasn't quite sure how I was going to pull it together. I had found this headboard first, and I originally had this tea cart that I was going to use to anchor the room, but when I found these two side tables, which were a better fit, I decided to sell the tea cart. I was set to let it go, but I thought that the guest room would make more sense with something more practical, since there was one table for each side and they had drawers for storage. After I had the headboard and the two side tables, I knew I wanted to get a bed frame to match the headboard, and I found this one. I originally had wanted a day bed, so I found a platform bed to create that look. Along the window, I wanted to put a little French bistro table and chair set, but when I saw these chairs, I liked them even better, so I got a little French table to go with them and created a little vignette seating area under the window. I already had this bench for a few months that I had gotten from OfferUp, and I knew I wanted to use it in this room. So after everything else was in place, this wall was the only place left to put it. So here we are a few years later with a room that's fully furnished and then some. Let's find out how much I paid for everything. So I got the headboard on OfferUp for $5 from a lady who was having an estate sale clearance, and the headboard actually came with a metal embellishment on the top, but I didn't like it. It didn't really go with my style, so I took it off. Down below is the wooden bed frame that I also got from OfferUp. It was brand new in the box, and it was originally listed for $100, but after several days he lowered the price to $80, and I went and picked it up. It's a full-size bed frame, which is the same size as the last bed I had in this room, and I think it's the perfect size for guests, and it also leaves me plenty of space to do my crafting and other activities. The mattress is also an OfferUp find. I also got it brand new in the box, and I forgot the name of the brand. It's really soft though, but it's organic cotton, and I paid $100 for it. This is a king-size comforter that came brand new in a set with pillowcases for $35 on OfferUp. I love the vintage look of the floral pattern, and it was neutral enough to keep on the daybed year-round. I got these pillows from Walmart in two separate sets, and I think they were about $10 each, but I ended up getting them discounted because something went wrong with my order. Coming over to the nightstands, I got this pair of rustic wooden nightstands for $50 for the pair. When I saw them, I knew they would be a perfect fit for this space. I love the style and the color and the fact that they have storage, though I didn't realize that the drawers don't have tracks on them, so they're a little hard to open sometimes, but I still think they were a pretty good deal. I got this pair of lamps, one here and one on the other side, on OfferUp for $8 for the pair. I got this little trash can, which is actually a little plant pot from Goodwill for about $3 or $4, and it's exactly what I was looking for, something rustic but light colored to contrast with the darker furniture. I made this picture on my computer and printed it up at Walgreens for about $10, and then put it in a cheap black frame I got at Target for $10, which I then painted to match the room better. I love this picture of yellow flowers that I got from a discount store that went out of business a few years ago. It appears to be a print that was given some texture, but I love that it's rustic, but still a little modern, and also adds a touch of color to the room. It's cheerful, but it blends well with everything else. On this wall, we have my little sitting area with this set of French country dining chairs that I got from Target, and they were $196.80 for the pair. I know this because I had taken a screenshot of them on the website when they were on sale, but they were out of stock, so I had to wait several weeks for them. But when they were back in stock, they were more expensive, and I was able to call and get the price adjusted to the original sale price. I just love these great taking stripes that tie in with my living room sofa covers, and I have this little French table that I also got from Target for about $79-80. I made this cottage sign from a plank of raw wood that I got from Michael's craft store. It was in the holiday clearance section for about $5 or $6 and has some kind of holiday message on the back, but I was able to turn it around to use it for the sign. I stained the wood with a vinegar and steel wool solution I've had in my cabinet since I made it a long time ago, and I added instant coffee to the solution to give it a deeper brown color. I got the letter stencils off the internet and traced them on white cardstock that I glued on and on different colored peel and stick paper to create the sign. It's definitely imperfect and obvious that it's handmade, but I love the way it looks, and it was the perfect addition to the empty space above my window. Down on my window ledge, I have a collection of copper items mixed in with my succulents, which I've talked about before on a previous video. I got some of these on an OfferUp haul in which I got a bunch of stuff for $10 and ended up selling what I didn't want and making back the money that I had spent, so it ended up being free. And then some of it I got on a similar estate sale trip in which I got a bunch of stuff for $20, so everything came to be about $2 a piece. The plant pots mostly came from the 99-cent store except for the orchid, which was a gift. And then this picture was a clearance item from Hobby Lobby for around $3. And I just love the neutral colors that match with all of my decor. And the flowers I think I got from Dollar Tree or also on a Hobby Lobby clearance for $1 or $2. The birds came from the 99-cent store for $1 each, and this little wax warmer came from another independent dollar store. I crafted this Holly Hobby plaque from a print and a wooden plaque I had from the 99-cent store, which I decided to paint with white shoe polish and glued the picture to the plaque, as well as this little bow on top. I've had this basket for a really long time. I bought it at Joann's Fabric on clearance and probably paid $1 or $2 for it. I got this vintage copper clutch at a free OfferUp haul, and I actually used it one time recently at a wedding, but for the most part it just hangs here looking pretty. Down here I got the milk bottles from Dollar Tree, and I actually have a whole bunch of them up in my closet, and I probably just got them to use as event centerpieces, but I was at an antique mall and I found this little metal holder for the bottles that I got for about $6, and I got these chamomile flowers as a gift, and so I just stuck those in there. I actually had some in there before, but they were pretty old and they had lost their color, so I recently replaced them with these new ones. The doily I got for about $1 at a thrift store. This picnic basket is one that I've had for many years that I got from Big Lots for about $10. I got 2 of these hats from some free hauls, and I got a third one also for free from a friend at the end of a yard sale we did together. Down here I have this basket that I got on an OfferUp free haul, and it's holding 3 cotton knit blankets that I got for about $5 each from a discount store called Five Below. These wall hangings are from Marshall's, and they came as a pair for I think about $15. I like that they had kind of a rustic and vintage look, and they seemed like the perfect fit for this wall over my bench. And last but not least of the furniture pieces is this white church pew style bench that I also got from OfferUp. You've probably noticed by now that I practically live on OfferUp. Anywho, I picked up this bench for, again, $80. That seems to be my favorite number in this room design. It didn't come with any of the coverings or pillows. I used an old body pillow for the cushion and an old bed skirt for the cover. The striped gray pillow came with the ones from Walmart on the bed, and I got the smaller pillow insert, I think, from IKEA for about $3. And this lovely embroidered pillowcase is one that I got years ago, I think from eBay. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it couldn't have been much because I seldom pay much for anything. You might recognize my "Welcome to our cottage" sign from my introduction. I got it from that same estate sale where I got a bunch of stuff for $20, so I probably paid about $2 for it. Over here I have this little platter vignette, and I'll start with this milk can that I got from the 99-cent store. I don't remember whether I paid more than 99 cents for it, but if I did, it was probably like $2 or $3. Here's another of the little birds that I got from the 99-cent store for 99 cents. These votive jars came in a set that I bought years ago for an event, and I probably paid about $6 for 10 to 12 of them. This book here is an antique that I got from a free haul on OfferUp. I love this little switch plate cover that I got from Hobby Lobby because it seemed to go perfectly with the wall hangings and the bench, and I got it on a half-off sale for $2. On this wall I have a makeshift shelf that I made out of a wine box I was gifted, and it has a little picture frame of a lady that I thrifted for probably $1, a musical merry-go-round horse that I got from Goodwill for $6, and a little wooden chair that I got from the 99-cent store and decorated with some lace. On top of it is a tiny little picture that I thrifted from an antique shop, probably for about $1. Right underneath that, I have a framed copy of a greeting card that I had gotten as a gift one year. I think it came from Trader Joe's, and I just loved the picture so much that I copied it and put it in this picture frame, which I also received as a gift. I got these 2 wooden picture frames on clearance from Hobby Lobby for about $1.50 each. They both had the same image in them, which was cute, but didn't really match my room decor. So I had these Holly Hobby pictures that I glued to some white cardstock and cut them out and stuck them in the frames. This sign was actually a really big splurge because I normally don't spend that kind of money on anything, but I went to an antique junk show and they had this booth there where you could make your own sign out of metal letters, and the wooden board was free, but the catch was that each letter was like $5. So I spent like hours looking for these letters, and as you can tell, I never found an E, which is why there's a 3 there. But after all of that work, and at $5 a letter times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I ended up spending $35 for this. For a short while, I had buyer's remorse and thought about selling it, but I didn't think anybody was going to buy it for what I paid for it, and it kind of grew on me, so it got to stay, and now I can't imagine it not being there. I bought this rustic lantern for $10 at a vintage shop. I'm not sure whether it's actually vintage or antique, but it was outside on a rainy day when I bought it, and it was definitely rusty. So that completes the guest room tour. In total, I spent around $750 to furnish and redecorate it. Let's take one last look.